Great, welcome back to grade 8 math. We are now starting chapter 6 on integers and addition and subtraction. So just wanted to review the concept of integers. And integers are the family of numbers that include negative numbers. So in real life, we can use them in temperature, with finance, with money. You can use them in sports as well. Many opportunities for you to use negative numbers. So just to review also some conventions, which means some rules that mathematicians have come up with, that if no sign is present, that means that's a positive sign. So for example, if I have positive 4, that's the same thing as 4. And if I take negative 4, I must have the negative sign in front of it for it to designate negative. So if there is no sign, then we just say that is positive 4. The first thing that you always want to do with integers is if you're having trouble to visualize it or to draw a number line. So our center is always 0. And then we have in opposite directions, we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, positive 5, moving in the right hand direction or up as well if you wanted to draw a number line that way. So this is the positive direction. And also notice that we can just replace them with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. In the negative direction, moving backwards, I use the negative numbers. Notice that I'm moving to the left rather than from left to right. So then the distance from 0 to the negative 1 is the same as the distance from 0 to positive 1. So it's just in the opposite direction. And this is what we call the negative direction, is towards the left. And so it's really important to notice the number line in terms of the spacing and in terms of the direction. So let's take a couple of examples here when solving integer addition and subtraction. So if we start off with positive 4 plus positive 5, the three things that we need to look at are the starting point, the facing direction, and then the movement direction. So the first thing that we look at is the starting point, and that's the first value that we're given, or it'll always be the leftmost number that we're looking at, or the first number. So positive 4 is what we have as our start value. So our start value is right here at positive 4. So we start at positive 4. Then we have plus. So we're going to be facing the addition direction, which means that we're going to be facing towards the right. So my little man will be facing towards the right. So if I draw him, it's right there. Now the next sign of the second number is another positive one. That means he is moving forward. Forward. Or to the right. Which means that he's moving to the right 5 steps. So if I start at 4 and I'm moving to the right 5 steps, I end up at positive 9. Let's do a couple more examples. So this one is start at positive 4. This is now an addition. Again, an addition means I am facing towards the right. Now this sign means negative 5. This means 5 steps ago. So which means in the past, or step backwards. So now he is moving backwards from the way he's facing. So if I start at 4, he's facing the same direction because it was supposed to be an addition, but I'm going back in time 5 steps because 5 steps ago I would have been at negative 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ago. Now if we look at the next example, let me just erase this. The next example, we have positive 4 minus positive 5. So now we're starting still at positive 4. Now we have a minus, and this means we are facing towards the negative direction. So he's facing towards the left this time, and I'll just draw him again, and this time he's facing the left towards the negative, as if we're subtracting. And then we have a positive 5. So this means he's walking in the forwards direction. He's walking forwards because he's facing that way. He's walking forwards 5 steps. So he's at positive 4, and then he's walking 5 steps forward in the negative direction, so he ends up at -1. The last one we have, he's still at +4. Again, he's facing the negative direction as if he's going to subtract. But now I'm asking 5 steps ago. 5 steps ago means that he is moving backwards in time. So 5 steps ago would move him 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll bring him to +9. So what I'd like you to do then is just to try these examples. They're very similar to these ones, except the starting point is slightly different. So look at the first number, look at the middle operation in terms of which way he's facing, and then look at the steps. So stop the video or pause the video, and then I'll get the answers afterwards. So the first one starts at -4. We are facing the right and we walk forwards, meaning that we end up at +1. Again, this one, we are at -4. We're facing in the positive direction, but we're working backwards. So we're working backwards to -9. And -4 minus +5 is the same thing as -4. Facing the negative direction, walking forwards is -9. And then this one, -4 minus -5. Minus means he's moving in the positive direction again. So this means he's at +1. So notice what I did there is that you can actually speed up your calculations just by looking at 2 side-by-side signs. So for when you have 2 side-by-side signs, then they can be replaced. So for example, if I have -4 plus +5, well, plus really means I'm facing in a positive direction, moving forward. It means -4 plus 5. I'm still just going in the addition direction. If I have -4 plus -5, now I'm at -4, I'm facing in the positive direction, working backwards, which really means I am walking towards the negative direction, so -4 minus 5. Also, if I'm facing the negative direction but walking forward in the negative direction, it's as if I'm just continuing to walk in the negative direction, so this is -4 minus 5. And then the last one is if I have -4 and then I have 2 minuses beside each other, so minus means that I'm facing in the minus direction or in the negative direction, but I'm walking backwards, so which means that I'm actually moving towards the positive side. So a minus becomes a +5. So I can replace these double signs with these single signs, and then with that I can solve the problem again. So -4, then moving in 5 and moving up 5. I have -4 moving down 5, -4 moving down 5, and then -4 moving up 5. So we'll take a look at these examples in class. So we'll calculate these without a calculator in class, and then we'll